Nope, not yet. Not yet. We're in the open.
Breaking headlines and in-depth stories that matter. Coming up on Focal Point.
To viewers, this may seem like a regular alley, but on St. Patrick's weekend, it turns into something extra special.
Find out how WKAR is using these bags to give back to the community.
From the heart of Michigan State University, Focal Point starts right now.
Good morning and welcome to Focal Point News. I'm Marin Klein.
And I'm Karina Prieto. Today is March 21st, 2025, and we have officially been one day into spring. Marin, it's nice today, but can you believe that for the start of the weekend, highs are going to be almost in the freezing temperatures?
Yeah, Karina, how are you supposed to say put an airplane together in that weather? Today is Michigan's Rosie the Riveter Day, honoring the woman who took on jobs traditionally held by men in World War II.
Well, Focal Point's Micaiah Lawrence is live at the Capital Region International Airport in Lansing to give us a first look at this annual celebration. Micaiah?
Thanks, Karina and Marin. I'm here at the Lansing Airport, and setup is officially underway for Michigan Rosie the Riveter Day here at Lansing. There's so much to see already, and setup isn't even a fraction of the way finished. The hard work is really embodied in these images here, where you can see the Rosie the Riveter women who are the embodiment of hard work from the World War II era. Let's go take a look at the rest of the venue here, where the event will be later today. Out here, if you come with me, you'll see there's a wide open space where people are going to be able to get together, gather, mingle, and celebrate all of these hardworking women. Up here further, we have a setup for conference area. This is where all of our keynote speakers are going to be, from the Lansing mayor to several Michigan Rosie's partners. We're going to head over now and get together with our guest, Tanya, and talk more about why Michigan Rosie the Riveter Day is an important thing to celebrate. Like I said, I'm joined here by Tanya Blem. She's just one of the many Michigan Rosie the Riveter partners here today. How are you doing today, Tanya?
Good, how are you?
Good. So to start, can you just tell me a little bit about the event that we're going to get to see later today?
Sure. So it's National Rosie the Riveter Day, and we are bringing everyone together across the state to celebrate Rosie the Riveter, who brought women into manufacturing in World War II. So we're here to celebrate those women, and like the Tuskegee Airmen will be here as well. So we're celebrating all of those from World War II that brought us women into manufacturing.
Yeah, and then can you just tell us a little bit about why it's important to recognize things like this?
Sure. I think part of it is that women often go unrecognized in industry, and it's very important. Michigan has a lot of women in industry and manufacturing that run manufacturing plants that provide goods around the world. And this is our celebration of those women that lead the way for other women for careers in manufacturing.
Yeah, and then before I let you go, because I know you're super busy with finishing setup, what's one piece of advice you'd like to leave with women who are going to be entering the manufacturing world?
I think look at all the options, whether it be welding or accounting or plant management or quality systems. Women are needed in all those roles in manufacturing, and there's certainly openings available for them.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Thank you so much, Tanya, for joining us. I wish you the best of luck for the event. Awesome. That's all I have for you guys today. The Michigan National Rosie the Riveter Day will be kicking off here at 3:30 p.m. But for now, Karina and Marin, back to you in the studio.
Thank you so much for bringing us into the celebration, Micaiah. And we had another celebration this week, St. Patrick's Day. It's a big holiday for Michigan State and colleges all across the nation. Every school celebrates differently, but there are some pretty unique traditions that many, including the Spartans, partake in. Focal Point's Jaden Hawkins joined the fun over the weekend and got a close-up look at a red-hot event.
Spartans take green very seriously. It's a year-round mindset at Michigan State, but this morning, green takes a back seat to red. Well, redheads to be exact, hundreds of them. It's the third annual Ginger Run. The course? and Allie in East Lansing.
Hey, Ginger, come on, we're lining up. So the Ginger Run is a silly little event that happens every St. Patty's Day at a lot of schools, but also at MSU, where we got all the gingers down this alley and we all just run, and that's it.
This is Leah Hirsch's second time organizing the event. And though it's just a silly thing,
I feel like gingers are like sort of always made fun of, but like so it's sort of silly to see us all just embrace it and just roll with it for one day of the year.
For redheads like Henry Meisels, it's meaningful.
I've never seen that many gingers together, including me. And I've never had that before, so like, I don't know, it kind of touched my heart a little bit, I'm not gonna lie.
For one day, they're the stars of the show.
Are you guys running? Of course I'm running. Would you like a signature?
Yeah. Come on, Ginger Run.
Yeah, Ginger!
You ready?
Go, Ginger!
Let's go, we're getting it done. I like started running for a second and then toppled down immediately. It was not good. Scraped my knee, scraped my shoulder. It all kind of, yeah, it was bad.
But bruises aside,
This is such a beautiful celebration of all of us with the crazy hair color.
in East Lansing, Jaden Hawkins, Focal Point News.
Thank you, Jaden. This is such a fun and well-loved tradition for college students on St. Patrick's Day. Karina, have you ever been to the Ginger Run?
You know, Marin, I actually haven't, and I really wanted to go this year, but I couldn't get out there. It did look like it was a lot of fun, though.
Yeah, I agree, Karina. And also with St. Patrick's Day coming and going, I feel like spring weather is finally starting to near.
Winter weather to end, and it seems like local businesses and homeowners are too. Focal Point's Micaiah Lawrence dug into an event that boosts not just those winter moods, but the economy as well.
Spring has sprung.
We are in March. People get antsy.
Just not outside. While you're used to finding horse shows in the pavilion, for a weekend in March, it's the Lansing Home and Garden Show.
It consists of, at its roots, 3 different things. Over 250 local businesses, landscapers, home improvement companies, all the products and services a homeowner might be looking for.
The setup started 4 days earlier.
We are setting up from early Monday morning until 15 minutes before we open.
And once those doors opened at 2 p.m. on Thursday, hundreds of Michiganders, tired of winter, started smelling the roses and tulips and evergreens.
We're bringing, tens of thousands of patrons and homeowners to the show. It really is just a vibrant boost to the area.
Everyone here is getting to enjoy all of the hard work that both staff and vendors put in, but to truly appreciate it, you've got to see it when it's empty.
Every vendor has an opportunity to bring their trucks in, drive in, set up their spaces.
Boxes and boxes.
Did you take any of these?
And a lot of back and forth is all something Sue Ott is used to.
I just love it.
She's no stranger to the show.
It'll be the first ones that sell.
Or her business.
Bought it approximately 27 years ago.
Ott loves the opportunities she's been given.
Getting to meet so many wonderful people, not only just your customers, but your vendors.
And does it with the help of some important people.
The people you work with, we have a wonderful time. We get along great. She gets out of line once in a while.
She's referring to Denise, her best friend of 60 years.
Nothing. You'll catch on someday to this job. Are you kidding me? You are smart.
The Jolly Green Junction has a little bit of everything.
Yard decorations, lawn ornament. And right now what I have here in my jars, this is the first year I've tried it here. These are all made by the Amish. It's excellent stuff.
And Ott plans on keeping her business local.
I only get my produce from the area I live in.
Now she's already planning ahead.
Next year, you mark the boxes.
In East Lansing,
No, I'm going nowhere.
Micaiah Lawrence, Focal Point News.
The Lansing Home and Garden Show has left the pavilion, but the businesses showcased are just getting started. Like Sue Watt said, they roll with the seasons. A full list of vendors can be found under the Attend the Show tab at showspan.com/LHG.
Rolling with the seasons feels like a great way to put it, especially with the varying temperatures we've seen here in March. Winter in Michigan can be pretty harsh, and many international students were experiencing their first snow and below freezing temperatures. Focal Point's Louise Menard Duval asked some students about their experience of their first Midwest winter and how they are coping.
For some of you, this weather might be usual because you've been living in Michigan for all your life. But for some international and exchange students, it's the first time they're enjoying or not this cold weather.
This is the first time in Simon Wong's life that he's seen snow, but he came prepared.
This year, I'm a junior student from my home school where I'm from. I'm from Hong Kong. So where I'm come from, the place is usually really warm. So around 30-40 Fahrenheit, around 5 to 10 degrees Celsius during winter. So we don't have snow. So usually I only have two very big coats. So one is a puffer jacket, which is a long one. Both are Korean brands. This one is relatively thin, as you can tell, which is electricity heated jacket, which you have a power bank and can heat up.
For his roommate, Johnny Syke, it's not his first snow, but it is his first winter this cold.
My coldest winter in Ireland was -11, and it lasted for 3 days, and that was it.
When he arrived, it was already cold, but after that,
we got an even colder spell, like a week later, which was -20 plus, or below -20.
The key for him is layering.
I have one under layer for thermal for the top and one layer for the bottom.
However, he seems at home in the cold.
But what I do really like is that the ponds are frozen. The ponds are like 6 inches deep. And for somebody who plays ice hockey, I'm very, very happy about that. I love it.
For the most part, the snow has melted and temperatures are rising. Today, the official first day of spring in Michigan. For the students here, there is light at the end of the tunnel. In East Lansing, Louise Menard Duval, Focal Point News.
Thank you, Louise. Michigan winters are definitely an adjustment, even for those of us that are used to the cold weather. Good news is for the anti-snow lovers that now that it is officially spring, we can hope for some warmer weather.
Well, let's see. In the last 7 days, we've seen 70 degrees, and yesterday, snow and sleet. I don't know about you, but I want to put my puffy black winter coat in the back of the closet for a long time. But will we be able to do that? The good thing is, Sabrina Selden can tell us. She's live at the weather wall. Sabrina, what can we expect from Mother Nature this week?
Thank you, Karina and Marin. That's right. Look at this tower cam that we've got here this morning. It's a beautiful sunny morning. And as of yesterday, it's officially spring. And with the warm weather this past week, students have been spending more time outside. Now, anytime the sun is out, you're reminded that there are actually people on campus. We have had a sneak peek into spring weather, but unfortunately, it's not here to stay as we are headed back to the 40s. Michigan never fails to surprise us. Let's take a look at our national map. Starting out on the west coast with sunny California, Sacramento at 61 and Los Angeles at a lovely 76. Moving over to Phoenix, cooking at 84. I'd love to be there. Moving across the map, Dallas with dry conditions at 78. Kansas City at 67 and New Orleans following close at 69. Minneapolis sitting at 50. Moving over to the East Coast, Buffalo at a breezy 41. New York stepping it up a little at 54 and Boston at 46. Moving south, Charleston is at 62, Atlanta at 63, and Miami at 72. Looking at our regional map, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Illinois all in the low to mid 50s with cloudy conditions. In our area, we are in for a mix of rain and snow showers developing late tonight. Here's our 7-day outlook. Today we are in for partly cloudy skies with a high of 55. Now enjoy it while it lasts because tomorrow we are dropping to a whopping 35. But don't fret, sun will be thrown in here and there. Sunday we have a high of 45 with a chance of mixed rain and snow showers. Monday is at 38 with some light snow in the morning. The rest of the week follows suit, but the cards change on Thursday when we get back into the 50s just in time for the weekend. Safe to say, although it's spring, Michigan is sure easing us into shedding off that winter jacket. Karina and Marin, back to you.
Thank you so much, Sabrina. I know we are all looking forward to some warmer weather. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we will learn about a bar in Jackson that makes specialty drinks without a key ingredient.
And both the Spartan men's and women's teams are gearing up for March tournament basketball. All that will be after the break. Don't go anywhere. Well, welcome back to Focal Point News. Coming up, a popular store is closing its doors, and I believe you mentioned a new bar before the break.
Yeah, that is right, Karina. With St. Patrick's Day just behind us, March Madness on the horizon, and the weather warming up, it's likely we'll see more students with drinks in hand, but with options like non-alcoholic mocktails becoming more popular, some are choosing to skip the buzz without sacrificing flavor or fun. Focal Point's Rachel Fulton visited Zero Bar and Lounge in Jackson to show us how these creative alternatives are making a splash.
Sandy Yeager has been working hard trying to open her new business.
Painting and doing the wallpaper and getting things set up.
It's a bar in downtown Jackson.
You can make everyone feel inclusive.
And so she's doing something about it. No excessive drinking in this bar. Sandy's bar won't serve alcohol. That's why it's called Zero Bar and Lounge. It provides mocktails and alcohol-free drinks for those who want to take in the celebration without the effects of alcohol. People often chase that burn when drinking alcohol, but these alternatives offer more than just that familiar sensation. They bring bold flavors, fewer calories, and a fresh way to celebrate. No buzz required. A place where even kids feel welcomed.
It makes me feel good that I'm drinking healthy and I have all this good stuff, and that I can actually drink it because it's safe for kids.
For some, even like little Daisy, these drinks offer a way to join in on the celebration. It's a choice that's not just for adults, but also for those who want to feel included.
Younger people aren't drinking as much, and a lot of people are diabetic, and the links with alcohol to cancer is more studies are showing.
She's trying to help people, and I like that she's brave. I look up to her.
This bar isn't just designated for adults, it's a family place.
It's homey. It makes me feel calm. It makes me feel like I belong.
There are plenty of places downtown Jackson that have great cocktails, and they can go there for that. I'm the one who has the alternative.
In Jackson, Rachel Fulton, Focal Point News.
Wow, thank you, Rachel. What a creative way to enjoy the social side of bars without the alcohol. As we continue to see trends lean toward healthier alternatives, it is exciting to see businesses stepping up with outside-of-the-box options.
The Lansing Mall is currently in a public dispute with one of its tenants, and the situation has sparked up discussion across the community. Many are worried about the impact that losing this local business could have. I stopped by the mall to get down to the bottom of it.
Jeans, books, stiletto heels, or a winter coat.
We have clothing of every kind of clothing.
All things that can be found in a store tucked away in the Lansing Mall.
Have a good day.
Except when you get to the cashier,
God bless you, man. Have a good day.
You don't need any cash.
A regular thrift store, you can get all kinds of clothing, but you have to pay for it. Everything here is free.
You heard that right.
Hi. Doing good?
Everything is free.
And we've been very lucky that we have a generous community that gives us very nice things. So it's more like a boutique than it is a thrift store.
And for customers like Luis,
places who will give free stuff, they're a gift.
This place is a lifesaver.
I haven't worn actual shoes that are actually comfy in 2 years.
Luis has been homeless for 2 years.
It's not an easy life. It is not an easy life, and I didn't choose to be homeless.
There's often a line of countless people standing right here to get these essential items. Today,
there's a sign that warns that the Freetail store will close on March 31st.
Last April, management came from New York to visit. Our lines usually are up to 200 people. They did not like that.
Linda says management did not want her customers sitting in mall chairs or on the floor and gave the Freetail store 60 days to find a new location.
So leaving seemed for no reason other than you don't like our clientele. And quite frankly, they said that at that time.
Linda's son Mike, who helps operate the Freetail store, took the matters to social media, where the community has rallied behind them.
She said, ideally, we want them to line up outside. To which I said, not my people.
And the pressure worked. The mall posted a statement to Facebook claiming their decision to part ways with the Freetail store is to, quote, support the nonprofit's growth.
That's gonna make a lot of people suffer.
It's all heartbreaking for Linda. She knows the people she helps will be hurt the most.
Even though the perception may be that we're all homeless people, it isn't true. The majority of our people are people like me, families that make minimum wage or only have one person working. You have to ask yourself, how can they look those people in the face and tell them they're not good enough to come here?
In Lansing, Karina Prieto, Focal Point News. The Freetail store will be open to shop and drop off donations through the end of the month. Linda hopes her efforts will inspire people to continue supporting those who need it the most.
Well, Karina, I know that store means a lot to the community. And before we take a break, let's talk about what else is happening in the community around mid-Michigan.
Well, another spring brings another construction project. Traffic cones are back up on US 127 as the state continues to rebuild 4 miles of road between I-96 and I-496. Drivers traveling southbound will be the most affected by the traffic.
On Tuesday, the Michigan House of Representatives was in session to vote on a tax cut bill. The bill would cut the state income tax rate from 4.25% down to 4.05%. The bill passed the House with a 65-43 vote and will now advance to the state Senate.
And in national news, universities in the United States are advising international students and faculty to avoid traveling abroad due to President Trump's immigration crackdown at our nation's airports.
And 2 federal judges in Maryland and California ordered the Trump administration to reinstate thousands of fired federal workers who were laid off due to mass terminations. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt has responded that the Trump administration is preparing to fight back against this unfair ruling. And now, coming up after the break, it is officially March, and multiple Spartan teams are heading into postseason play, and we will get an exclusive look into the men's regional site in Cleveland.
And WKAR encourages young readers to embrace reading this month. Stay tuned after the break.
What makes the Big Ten so big? For starters, it's 18 of the country's most iconic universities. It's Defend the Rock, Jump Around, and the biggest bass drum on earth big. It's a stadium so big.
They had to name it the Big House. Go Blue!
It's dotting the I big.
Let's go Bucks.
It's all-time leading scorer big. And now that USC, UCLA, Oregon, and Washington have joined the party, it's feeling real big. Right, Matt?
I'm ready. Fight on. Boys up. Baby.
Let's get it. Go Dogs.
Nah, it's all about the O.
The Big Ten Network. This is big.
Welcome back into Focal Point News. It is tournament season for a few Spartan athletics teams.
And still ahead, a new staff member is joining the MSU community, and he's a bit furrier than most.
But first, we are joined by Focal Point's Ethan Hunter, who is on site in Cleveland for the Michigan State men's basketball team's first-round matchup against the Bryant Bulldogs from Smithfield, Rhode Island. Ethan, what can you tell us about the vibes not too far from here?
Well, I'm here in downtown Cleveland, right next to Rocket Arena, where Michigan State will be taking on the 15-seeded Bryant Bulldogs here at 10 p.m. It's a very late tip-off, but a very close location for a lot of Spartan fans. We're starting to see some green and white trickle in the streets. There wasn't a whole lot of that yesterday just because of that late tip-off. They knew that they could make the drive and get here today, but some diehard fans were here yesterday for the open practice that Michigan State got to show off some big dunks and some long threes to the fans. Mostly diehard fans, and we talked to a few of them yesterday. In March, who wouldn't want to go to an NCAA tournament game? But who would want to go to the practice? There's alumni and students.
I'm an alum. He's actually currently a student.
And kids looking for autographs. but Jim Miller is neither.
That was cool. That was cool. That was cool.
He may not have gone to Michigan State, but he's been watching their basketball games since the 70s.
The tradition of going to games over the years, and especially, you know, when Judd Heathcote was there up to, you know, up to the current Tom Izzo, that, you know, we've been going to games, whether it was at Breslin or Jennison, we've been to games at both places.
Jim bleeds green and white because it's really in his blood. His wife went to Michigan State. He sent his 2 kids there. And maybe most importantly, he knows one basketball name that even die-hard Spartan fans probably don't know, because he shares his last name.
His name was Carl Miller, and he was from Saginaw as well. He was a letter winner on the 1916 team.
He never got to see his grandfather play, but he's seen some pretty great moments.
Actually, my wife and I went to the 2000 National Final game in Indianapolis. You know, that was the game that Mateen Cleaves got hurt at, and, you know, crawled off the court and then came back. Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, we hung out after, and Magic Johnson was in there hanging out with people and high-fiving everybody. So
in Indianapolis, he snuck down a few hundred rows to see his team win the national championship front and center. So what could top that?
Might be this year. That's what we're hoping.
The road to that moment starts today as Michigan State faces Bryant here in Cleveland. For Focal Point News, I'm Ethan Hunter. There in some history.
Thanks, Ethan. March is always an exciting time for Spartan fans, and this year's team has made a lot of noise in college basketball throughout the regular season and will be looking to do the same in the tournament.
Well, there have also been a lot of teams finding success right here in East Lansing. Now let's head over to the Spartan newsroom, where we find our very own Campbell Berg with the latest on more Spartan sports. Campbell?
Thanks so much, guys. There is so much to review from Spartan sports this week, from championship games and Big Ten wins to the start of spring sports. MSU baseball has been rocking the diamond home and away. The season started off with a 6-game win streak before losing to the UCLA Bruins. Their home opener was last week against Michigan, sadly losing 11-7. The team picked back up with a win earlier this week against Oakland, scoring 8 runs. Now the team is headed to Happy Valley this weekend for a 3-game series against Penn State, hoping to pick up some early conference wins. Gymnastics is still in the hunt for a second consecutive Big Ten championship following its last regular season meet against Bowling Green on Senior Day. They won by a score of 197.375 to 192.550, led by Nikki Smith. Smith won the all-around title, which is her 6th title this season. Elle Buffet was a lead scorer on floor and scored a career high of 9.95 in her first meet in the anchor position. The final meet for the team will be the Big Ten Championship this Sunday at the Chrysler Center in Ann Arbor. MSU hockey is continuing its run for the Big Ten tournament. The team took a 1-0 win over the Notre Dame Fighting Irish in the semifinal. The Spartans recorded 46 shots in the matchup, and Hobie Baker finalist Isaac Howard scored the lone goal in the game on a power play for his 24th goal this year and 100th career point total. Star goaltender Trey Augustine was a key player for the Spartans with his 3rd shutout of the season. The team returns home tomorrow for the Big Ten championship game against Ohio State, looking for back-to-back titles. The men's basketball team tips off tonight at 10 p.m. against the Bryant Bulldogs. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you so much, Campbell. What an exciting time for MSU athletics as spring sports begin to get underway. And speaking of spring, with K through 12 spring break approaching, it's important to continue to encourage children's literacy skills. WKAR Public Media at Michigan State University is giving away family reading kits to families across mid-Michigan. Focal Point's Sabrina Selden follows the process of putting these kits together.
Everyone here knows the power of a book, especially Robin Pizzo and her staff at WKAR. They know it so well that they spent their time putting together 11,442 reading kits for children in 29 counties across Michigan. Over 130 organizations received the kits to distribute to children. As a longtime educator and director of education at WKAR, Robin Pizzo has seen firsthand the impact the kits have had on the community.
This is year 5 for us, and it has had a tremendous impact in the community to help kids foster a love of reading.
With so much support from organizations, WKAR has a far greater reach. There are separate kits for different age groups, spanning from birth to pre-K. Retired educator and a good friend of Robin's, Bobby Early, enjoys spending her time putting the kits together.
It's just, to me, it's just exciting.
Second grader Amir Alawin was happy with what he got in his reading kit.
Ooh, some books and a pencil and a pretend microphone.
This is key as Michigan's children are at a crisis level when it comes to literacy. They are almost 2 years behind.
On the last state assessment, about 30% were proficient and about 70% were not proficient.
Pizzo understands how scary that is for the state, for local communities, and employment down the line.
Now, not only do these reading kits help promote March's Reading Month, but the distribution of them also aligns with student spring break,
making WKAR's mission for the kits even more impactful and helping to close the literacy gap in a powerful way. In East Lansing, Sabrina Selden.
Thank you, Sabrina. The reading kits will be handed out during the months of March and April, pushing to encourage continued learning across Michigan.
Well, did you know that MSU has a small animal hospital on campus? Well, they just got a new addition to their staff, and they're getting settled into their job pretty quickly. Focal Point's Campbell Berg got an exclusive introduction to the newest member of the team.
It's a place no animal owner wants to see, the emergency clinic at MSU. Not only can it be stressful for owners, but also the staff. If only there was somebody who could raise their spirits.
He gets a little offended when somebody passes him in the hall and doesn't acknowledge him or say hi.
After getting a new set of hands, well, pause on staff. The faculty and students are ready to get back to work.
Down.
Appa, the 7-month-old golden doodle, is an in-facility training dog.
I came out of a meeting, it was a meeting where maybe I didn't have the best news, and there Jessica was with Appa, and I was able to just snuggle with Appa a little bit and just made my day brighter.
He has recently started training here on campus, but has been learning how to help those around him since birth.
Dean Dodd walked in, and she's like, oh my gosh, is that our guy over there following along? I'm like, nope, you see the one over there in the corner that's kind of rowdy? That's our guy.
While other dogs and cats come to the small animal clinic, he is here every day, not just for checkups.
Right? And so even as the director of a hospital, having this little furry face around is just so fantastic.
But to make the staff and students' days just a bit brighter.
He brings joy to my life, and I can't wait to see him every day that I come into work.
Appa may not be even a year old, but the impact he has made feels like he's been here for a lifetime. On Michigan State's campus, Campbell Berg, Focal Point News.
Well, thank you, Campbell, and thank you, Appa, for making our lives here in the studio just a little bit brighter.
And thank you to all of you for tuning in to this week's edition of Focal Point News. I'm Karina Prieto.
And I'm Maren Klein. Have a great weekend, Spartans.